everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about my K1 visa interview questions that I was asked during my interview at the US Embassy in Johannesburg, South Africa. And before I get into that, I would like to say thank you to those who have subscribed to my channel, and all of you that are watching my videos. I would like to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for the love that you have been showing me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And now getting back to the visa interview questions that I was asked. So my interview date was October 14, 2021, and the time was 8 a.m. The documents I was told to bring for the interview were my valid passport, 2 American passport size pictures, my birth certificate, my police clearance report or police certificate, printed email with the date and time of the interview, and my DS-160 confirmation page, the proof of relationship. And with this I brought the pictures that I took for me and my fiance together and together with our children. You can also bring hotel receipts and bus tickets and flight tickets, and also the affidavit of support and the tax returns for my fiance. Also, if you were married and if you were once married and now divorced, or your partner had passed, you need to get the divorce papers or the death certificate of your partner. And also, they didn't ask me to bring this, but I also brought a document from my country stating that I was not or had never been married before, just to clear things up. Also, I brought my husband's birth certificate. They didn't need that either, but I just brought everything I thought would be needed. And for my child who was doing the K2 visa, I brought his valid passport and 2 American passport size pictures. And lastly, they told me to bring the IMBRA pamphlet. So we got to the interview 40 minutes before time, and during this time in South Africa it is very hot in October, and we had to stand outside. So I didn't bring an umbrella because I didn't know we were gonna be outside for a long time. And if you are going through this process, please bring an umbrella. I don't care if it's winter, it's summer or spring, it doesn't matter. Bring an umbrella because you don't know, you just stand outside. It is better to bring your umbrella than not. So we were outside. I was number 4 or number 5 in line, and we just waited there until 15 minutes before time, when the security officer came out and told us to stand in line and wait for another male worker or security worker to come and address us. So when he came out, he put a barcode in front of us for us to scan and get our numbers. But before he did that, before we started scanning, he asked the people in front of me to help me skip the line because I had a baby with me. And thankfully the 2 or 3 people in front of me helped me skip the line, and I ended up being number 2. So we scanned the barcode, and the barcode will give you your number, and that's what you're going to use when you enter into the interview room. So after scanning the barcode for our queuing numbers, we went in for a security check. So we got in and I was checked. You put your things in a tray and they scan it. And for me, they told me they detected something that they needed to check what it was, and it ended up being my child's binoculars. And I was worried at first, but they just told me to calm down, and when they saw it, there was really nothing to worry about. They took the things and put it in my locker and gave me a number. So when I come back, I just give them the number so they will give me my things. And once that was done, the same security man or security officer walked us to another building inside where they do the interview. So we got in the building and I sat down and I waited for this gentleman who was in front of me to finish, and then they called my number. I was number 2, so I went onto the window, and the lady greeted me nicely and she was smiling, and she helped me to calm down a bit because I was nervous. And she asked for all the documents that they had asked me to bring, and I gave her all the documents, and then she gave me back some of the documents that she didn't need and took the other ones to the counselor. So, but before she did that, she gave me a pamphlet, the IMBRA pamphlet, and I was like, I already have that pamphlet and you didn't ask for it. She said, I know, but we have to give it to you because we want to make sure that when you get to the US and you have problems with your partner, you have the information to contact the people who are going to help you, and everything is in there. If you have read it, you already know. If you have read the pamphlet, you already know what you're going to need to do. I need you to take it and read it again. Make sure you are safe all the time and you know what you need to do in case things don't turn out the way that you expect. And I was like, okay, thank you. She said, good luck, and go back and sit down and wait for the counselor to call you for your interview. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. It was a good start, and I was less nervous than I was before I got in. So I waited for the person who was in front of me to finish. So then it was time for the interview, and I was interviewed by a female. So she called my name, and I went to the window. She was like, oh, how are you? I was like, I am good, ma'am. How are you? She said, I'm good. How do you pronounce your name? So I told her how I pronounce my name. She was, oh, I'm sorry, I misspelled your name when I called you. I'm like, it's okay. My name is really hard. And then she went on to the first question. The first question was, how long have you and your fiance been together? I told her how long we've been together, and then she asked me the next question, which was, where did we meet? I tried to explain it to her. She seemed like she was listening and she understood everything I said, and she was smiling a little bit. But then she asked me to see my son's face because we had masks at the time. It was 2021, so we still had masks on. She asked to see my son's face, so I showed her my son's face, and she was like, wow, your son looks exactly like his father. I'm like, you should see the pictures of his father when he was this age. You really cannot see the difference. They really look alike. And so we laughed about that, and that made me relax a little bit more. And then she went on to the next question and asked me where my fiance lived. I told her the address, and she was looking into the files or the documents while she's talking, and she asked me to get closer to the window and say my answer again. And I was like, okay. I told her again my fiance's address. So she was like, oh, okay. And then the next question was, how many people does my fiance live with? And I told her that he was living alone. He had been living alone for quite some time. And then the last question she asked me was, when are we planning to go to the US? I was like, we want to go to the US, or the plan is to go to the US next year, because I was planning to spend Christmas with my family back home, since I didn't know when I was going to have the chance to go back home after I had gone to the US. She was like, oh yeah, that's good. That's really good. And so you did very well. And she said everything was good. She gave me a pink paper, and she said, I am not denying you, but there's some documents that I need from your fiance, and once he provides these documents, then you're gonna have to send your passport and your son's passport to this address via DHL. And she gave me another white small piece of paper that had the address and the email address to email the person or the DHL company that I was gonna be dealing with for delivering my documents to and from the embassy. So after that, she gave me all the original documents that I had given her, and she took some of the evidence that I had brought with me, and she gave me some of it back. She just took a couple of pictures that I had brought, and she kept the other documents for her files. So she gave me back most of the documents that I had brought with me, and I took it back home with me. That is how my interview went. And if you have not watched my other videos about this K1 visa process, please go ahead and do that. I will link everything down in the description box below, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. Bye.